Here's the situation we got, okay? Johnny's saving money. Johnny wants to buy something, okay? Johnny saved $2 per week, okay? And Johnny started with $1. So if we look back at what we talked about in the first video about slope-intercept form, okay? We're looking for what is our slope and what is our intercept, okay? Now, what's our starting value? Johnny started with $1. So $1 is going to be our starting value. And then what is our slope? Our slope is going to be $2 per week. That's our rate of change, $2 per week. Okay, so if I look over here, okay, what is my M going to be? My M is going to be $2 per week. So my M is 2. And then what's my B going to be? Okay, my B is going to be $1 because that was my starting value. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, talk to your teacher, okay? Over here, if I want to graph that, I keep my y and my x, and I rewrite the equation. So y equals, my m is 2, x plus my starting value, which is 1, okay? So when I graph that, the first thing I graph is my b, because b becomes before m in the alphabet. I graph a point at 1. Up 1, boom, that's where it crosses the y-axis. Okay. Now my starting value, my rate of change or my slope is 2. Now, what did I tell you before? We like slopes as whole numbers. Slopes as whole numbers can tell us we like slopes as fractions because the slope as a fraction can tell us rise over run. Okay. So if I see 2, okay, I want to make that a whole number. I simply just put it over 1. Okay. I put it over 1. So I'm going to start here at my point. I'm going to go up 2, 1, 2, and then over 1. And this represents weeks. So right here at 1 week, he saved $2 and it took him a week to save it. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to graph a couple lines for you. Okay? So we could keep going and make this graph wonderful. 1, 2, and then I go over 1, dot there. 1, 2, over 1, dot there. So now here at 2 weeks, so right now we got $1, $2, $3 after 1 week. At 2 weeks we got $4, $5. At 3 weeks we got $6, $7. Okay, and obviously you can see that I could go on like this forever. Johnny does not have a lot of money. Okay, but that's how we could find it. Now, if I wanted to say, hey, what did he have at 4 weeks? I can go ahead and I could look at this graph and be like, here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, $9, okay, at 7 weeks. So that is how we're going to graph using a word problem. So when we look at the word problem, guys, just real quick, we want to find our M, so per is going to be a big keyword, okay, and our M is going to be our rate of change, and then we have our starting value. So you need to look at a word problem, find out what your starting value is, find out what your slope is, and then you should be able to graph the equation.